He sees the truck and then vomits.
All right, welcome to This Week in Nerd History. This is a podcast where we take a look at all the fun, dumb, nerdy things from the past, present, and future. I'm Mike, creative director at Dorkly and Lowbrow. Joining us, we got AJ, production manager at Lowbrow, and deep diver into the amazing digital Circus, and Sal, host over at Comic Pop, and published in Terminator, signing autographs and everything yesterday. Sal, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Doing the backup
Thank
story
you.
in Terminator comic. Congratulations, That is fucking so cool. I saw a picture of you on Twitter or X, the Everything app.
Oh yes, the Everything app.
Cut it out.
Can't we use it to do my banking?
We call it X.
Do
AJ,
not.
it's X now. It's X.
No, it's not. It is.
I don't stand
social
strong
platform.
on a lot of things, but it's
It is
my
the
platform.
social platform
It's always
formerly
X.
known as Twitter. As someone, listen, I gotta stand. You can do your thing. I'm gonna do mine. As someone,
I do not fucking call
I
it
don't
X.
believe that.
I was like, if you want to die on
funny to
this
say.
hill, I will
Lord,
fight
no.
you on this, and we are not friends anymore. If you thought we were friends, too bad. It's over. No, I went
But I
to
will
a
say-
No, I saw a
Well-
picture. I saw a picture of you, Sal, signing autographs in the store. That was so cool.
Yeah, thank you. While I was there, somebody actually came up and was like, "I love the Dorkly show."
Get out of here.
Who?
I swear to God.
Can you shout
like,
out?
it is-
Do you remember their name?
Yeah.
Who?
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, wait, put him on the spot. Put him on the spot.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
he was too busy talking about Lorenzo, what's his name, but he's got all these other names.
I have
he
to know.
He
I have to
couldn't know your
Lorenzo
name.
Music
He has to
died
know.
in 2001.
Sorry, we don't need
I'm
your
sorry,
name.
sir. Yeah.
But thank you for being a fan. Oh my god.
Yeah,
so
they were like, "I love the
That's so
show."
cool.
I know we got at least 2 fans. My co-host Ethan also loves the show. He was like, "I like this show." He was like watching something and he saw that like episode 4 dropped and he's like, "Oh no, I gotta catch up." And then
I gotta
listen to the
watch
whole
it.
show. And he's like, "This is it." It was frustrating. We've been doing our show for 10 years, and he was like, "This is like a real show. Like this is." With like,
Listen, but no,
like
no,
Mike
I
and
get
AJ
it.
bring
I
the
get
goods.
it.
Like they're like
I get it.
professionals, and I'm like, we've been doing the show. It
have a whole
pays my
set.
salary. We have a set and lights and everything. He's like, yeah, but like I'm like, right on. I mean, I get it. I get
it. Thank you.
I look at your guys' show with the set and the backdrop and the green screen and everything, and
Thank
that's
you.
a real show.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
That's so comparatively grass is greener type thing, maybe.
Absolutely.
How did it go with the signing? and stuff?
First, set the scene. I've never been to a comic
What
book
were you
signing.
wearing?
Yeah, what were you wearing?
Probably this.
Do you also like I kind of want to know like do you think about like oh I can't wear something that's like too self-referential like do you care or are you like
No,
you're like
I
I'm
have
just
a very
gonna put
like
on
I
whatever
have a
the next
Tenacious
shirt in
D
the drawer
approach.
is.
Yeah, no,
All
my
right, I like
approach
that.
to my job is Tenacious D. There's a line in one of the songs, I think it's Explosivo, where he's like, "We've been through so much bullshit tonight just to bring you some awesome music. Like, I gotta get up, rolling up at the crack of noon, going, okay, it's gig time. What T-shirt am I gonna wear?" And I'm like, that is my
I love that
marching
so much.
orders.
Good.
That is me. I'm like,
Awesome.
okay, I'm doing the show. What T-shirt am I going to wear? I wore the Predator shirt way too many times. I can't. That is a problem.
Yeah, there's
for me where I'm
already.
like, I have.
So you do think about that? It's not.
I do
you
think
know,
about it.
There's,
only
so that
there's
it
a
doesn't
lot
look
of
like I
don't do
pictures of me
laundry.
with this shirt already, so I've got
It's
to.
a little,
Yeah.
it's clearly too late for this, but I would have for an entrance for the signing. If you were to you're not there, right? Lights go out, they start to flicker. Come on, and then you're in like a nude suit, like in that like kind of low stance, like you just time traveled into there.
Yeah, like
and there's
bodysuit
like
man, yeah.
like a
and then
there's
somebody
like a circle
throws a
shape, like,
T-shirt
cut
at
out
you,
around you,
and you put it
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and you just
some sunglasses.
and you just sit
Yeah.
down like that, and you don't even put pants on. You just Pooh Bear the whole thing, the whole
Yes.
signing.
I will
and
tell
then
you,
you're just
like,
totally normal after that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Both people who were there when I first arrived would have been very impressed. I will say we had a steady there wasn't like a line like waiting for me to get there. I got there an hour early because it's at a comic book store, and I was like, well,
I gotta,
I
check
gotta do
out
my
what's
shopping.
going on.
Might as well.
yeah, and I don't want to get mobbed.
In case somebody recognizes me.
Yeah,
Totally
which
knows
like invariably, if I'm in New Jersey at a comic book store, every third trip to the comic book store, someone will be like, are you that guy on the internet who talks about this stuff I'm looking at right now? And I'm like, yes.
Yep.
And he's like, are you Comic Explained? No, that is...
No, that's a different one.
He's Rob, he's black, and he lives in Colorado.
You don't have eyeballs, so how are you reading these comics?
No one's ever
clearly
mistaken me for
we're clearly very different.
Yeah.
What's
But
the
yeah,
name
no, it
of
was a
that,
fun time. But like we had a steady like stream of people. Like it was from 5 to 7, and people came the whole time. There was no like hour where I was just like, well, that was fun. I guess I'll go home. My friends and loved ones came like to cheer me on and hang out, and people were there mostly because they were like, I love Comic Pop and I watch the channel and stuff. So like, you know, I'm like, well, that's great. They're like, I love Ethan. I'm like, well, he's over there. They're like, ah!
You just made their whole day.
Or like Ben's here and
also
Tiffany's here.
love
You know,
Ethan
just
now.
like, oh yeah, no, he's now that you know that Ethan's a fan of the show, he's the favorite member of.
He's my favorite. I'm gonna throw out to him all the time.
Oh yeah, right. I need to use these guys more. Like Ben, Ethan, and Tiffany are all way funnier and smarter than I am, and I need to like put them on more shows.
Wait,
but they're
don't have
funnier
the
and
narcissism. Smarter
narcissism.
than you? Why are you here?
Big time. Oh no, yeah, no. Well, because my narcissism allows me to do this show and many more all the time. Whereas I'm like, dude, we should get you on a show with this thing, and they're like, I mean, I have work. So
I have a job.
Right, like, and
I
it's
like to
it's a
eat
real
food
job too.
sometimes.
It was a really fun time, and it's so, you know, I mean, it's a first for me, and it's a bucket list thing. It's not just like, oh, I wrote a comic. I wrote a Terminator comic. Like
You wrote a Terminator comic.
I love Terminator. I love comics.
You
and,
did a
and it's just
signing.
merging these. I know, and I
you
did a
have
signing.
fans.
That's so fucking cool.
Right now, the fans showed up because they like something else. So now, hopefully,
but
they'll
no,
like
they're a
that
fan.
too. And then
You
Synergy.
can
Oh,
be
no,
a
it's
fan of
true.
someone and not like everything they do. That's
but
okay.
the worst thing is when you're a fan of something and then they do something that sucks, and you're like,
And
I
you're
love
like,
them, but
oh,
like,
why did I
man,
come
that
to this?
sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, no, not the thing, but you know, like the. You know, you're a big fan of a director, and you're like, "Hey, man, I love the thing you did then, and not now." And,
And
they're
not
like,
this one.
"Don't
oh,
say that
that's
to
kind of
me.
how I
I would
felt
never
about
say
Tim
that, but-
Burton. That's how a
Yeah.
little bit. I'm a little bit like that
Right.
with Burton.
But then, but yeah, you were like, "Oh no,
But go
Beetlejuice! I
check
hope it
out
doesn't
Beetlejuice
suck."
too. Beetlejuice
Yeah.
Beetlejuice is good.
Beetlejuice
I did-
squared. Can I say, just as a question, as
Yeah.
kind of like a rhetorical question, but like, does the implication the title's called Beetlejuice mean that they're gonna do another one?
A third one? Yeah, I know.
I mean, I hadn't thought of that. I
mean,
wouldn't hate it.
yes.
I would say
I would
you
think-
have to
Right.
see the second one to
'Cause how well it
determine
did.
if you would be interested in a third one. I think if there is
Yeah.
enough interest, sure, why not? But I think the implication is just you're saying the name twice because it's the second movie, but also because if you've seen, okay, so here's actually something I didn't get to talk about. There's a Beetlejuice musical, and it is fucking fantastic. I saw it not once, but twice, I think. Wait, did I see it twice? No, I just saw it once.
Thrice.
But I
Not once,
saw it.
not twice, but
Not
thrice.
once, but twice. No. I saw it when it was still in previews, so it wasn't finished. It is fantastic. If you like musicals, if you like Beetlejuice, you will fucking love this thing. It's amazing. The songs are so fun. It opens up with like everybody is in like this really like bleak gothic kind of black clothing, and the opening song is like, this is a show about death, and it's funny and it's witty, and every time, like when you see the show, they do topical jokes that they throw in there, which is always a fun thing to be like. The guy who, I don't know if it's the same guy who's playing it, the guy who is playing Beetlejuice, he has this like gravelly kind of voice that is just, he must murder his voice every day because the shit that he is singing, it's amazing. It's so good. And the girl who was playing Lydia in the show, she was like, I became obsessed with her for like a week after I saw the show because she is tiny, and her voice is incredible. It has like such range. It's amazing. Her singing is so beautiful to hear. But it is really fun. The costumes are fun. They have a sandworm that comes in. They do this really cool thing with lighting. They do a toss over to how, you know, at the end of the original movie, how like she does the singing and she like floats up. They do one of those on stage. There's a lot of practical effects on stage that are really fun. As a theater nerd, I loved every single second of it. The music is great. I immediately started listening to all the music afterwards because I was like, it's so fun.
Sure.
And
does it essentially follow the first movie? Like that's
yes,
sort of
it
story?
follows
does? Okay.
it follows the first movie, but it gives you like a little bit more. Like Beetlejuice is kind of courting Lydia as like, be my friend, help me, and there's a lot more of like the back and forth of. So there's a song where she says Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, and then she goes beat, and she'll say something else, and so like I think the Beetlejuice title for the movie is kind of an allusion to that song, because she'll say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, because I and like she'll say, I don't know the words because I don't remember anything, but it's a fun way of being like, you know, you're close to saying, because you have to say his name 3 times for him to show up. You're close to saying it 3 times, but then you don't. So like Willie.
That's what I was
show
thinking.
up kind of thing.
If they do a third one, it would be something like that. Like I don't think it would be Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. It would be like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, and then be some. You know, like I don't think it'll just be all 3. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now I want to look up what the lyrics are.
I'm still kind of like sad about the fact that we never, you know, because like these kind of title payoffs, they rarely do, because I mean, we've been waiting for Analyze the Other Thing for what, like 25 years now?
What?
I mean, now with the passing of Harold Ramis, I don't think we're ever going to get it. If you're not familiar with the Billy Crystal, Robert De Niro situational therapy comedy, Analyze This, they made a sequel called Analyze That. And of course, obviously, This, That, or the Other Thing. Where's Analyze the Other Thing?
In the current trend of naming sequels and stuff, I would imagine the third Beetlejuice will probably be like Beetlejuice Revelations or Beetlejuice Extinction.
Or they could always just call it Beetlejuice.
Oh, but Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Oh my God,
That's
yes.
it's going to be that. It's going to be that.
Beetlejuice.
All right, so we have an exclusive interview today from our popular, that's got to be a typo, our popular series Pumpkin Party. We've got Gordy the
I put
Gourd.
that in there, sorry.
Oh, okay, that's
It's-
okay. Yeah,
it's very popular to me.
We'll edit around that. We've got Gordy the Gourd here with us today. How's it going, Gordy?
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming, Gordy. You looking forward to this year's Pumpkin Party?
Well, not really. Every year I get bashed to shit.
Gordy! Sorry, I'm just such a big fan since you first joined the Pumpkin Party crew back in 21. I've just been looking forward to this interview for literally weeks because you really are my favorite ornamental fruit.
Whoa, I've never had a fan before.
Now, for those of you, which is probably most of you, who aren't familiar with the Pumpkin Party, let's watch Gordy's rap.
What's that sound?
Oh, I got a song.
Get gored by this cord with my lyrical sword. Your jack-o'-lanterns be bored, meanwhile I can't be ignored. I'm adored, can't deny it. Scoopy season, I fry it. Trick or treat on the block, please believe I'm a pirate. Yeah, I'm bumpy and lumpy like an alien dog, but I'm strong, hear my song, it means you ain't living long. I see you sniffing up the cane, but you think it's a game. I'm in your brain, bringing pain, be the big migraine. 40 giving y'all the boots, Halloween you better scoot. I'm the truth, everybody's favorite ornamental fruit. Every one of you lame, so I'm breaking up the fun. Better run, see I won, this pumpkin party is done.
We're all gonna die!
That was pretty sweet, Gordy. How about you freestyle for us?
I don't know.
Yeah, freestyle!
Well, I don't
Oh
think
my God, freestyle for your number one fan.
Oh, okay. Well, it's autumn, and it's autumn, and I got 'em. Rhymes, that is. I have rhymes.
No.
God,
I'm in
stop.
a
This
is
ready,
awful. This is
spaghetti
terrible.
squash.
Stop.
This is,
DJ, are you crying?
I said I didn't want to do it.
That was just a little bit disappointing.
All right, this is Today in Nerd History. We're talking about our favorite scary games. We're in the middle of spooky season, so we're talking about our favorite scary games. What do you guys got? I know mine is Resident Evil, like any of those ones.
I gotta say,
but, how about you guys?
My go-to favorite my heart of hearts loves Silent Hill because it is the first real in that I had to gaming. So when I was in college, my boyfriend played Silent Hill, and it became like a routine with us that like we would be like, oh, like let's do some Silent Hill tonight, and like we would get like we'd turn off all the lights, we'd get like lay down in bed, and he would play and I would watch, and like I would like tell like if there was a puzzle, you know, I'd help him do the puzzle or whatever. But it was so fun to be like, yeah, we're gonna like have this experience, this scary thing together, but also we have some control in it. But my favorite was when he had his sister lives like in the middle of nowhere and needed someone to like watch her house while she was on vacation because she had like I think she had a couple cats or something she needed us to take care of. So we're like, yeah, we'll go watch your house for the weekend. We're like college kids, so we're like that'll be fun. Like we just get to like hang out in some adult person's house for the weekend. And
this is also setting up your own horror movie.
Yeah, this is setting up.
You realize that
100%. Like didn't realize that at the time, but we're like, yeah, we'll go like hang out in your house, whatever. We like made beef stroganoff. It was a good time. I remember that for some reason. So we turn off all the lights. You know, we set the
spookiest of stroganoffs.
The spookiest of stroganoffs. We turn off all the lights. We set like the you know how you in the beginning of the game you set your TV like settings, which I think is such a brilliant like it's one of my favorite things about different kinds of games is having a smart setting that you can put in. So having that like adjust your screen settings so you can just barely see this thing, it gives you the right amount of creepiness. Like if you adjust it up, it doesn't look better.
All the way up.
It looks grainy. It's not you're not supposed to see it. So you adjust it. So like we turned off all the lights, we adjusted it so it's you know the perfect level. And we start playing and we realize this is the worst place to play this game because we're in this house in the middle of nowhere. There's literally like in the middle of the night, a light comes on in like a barn or a garage out back. And there's like a guy and I'm just picturing him like he's got like pitchforks and shit. I don't know what he has, but like I don't know. It felt great. I told the story. It's on the Patreon, but I told it differently a little bit. You might have already heard it. You can skip that shit.
I love the idea that like there's some psycho killer outside, and then he's like, "Ooh, Silent Hill."
Whoa, you guys playing Silent Hill?
Nice. Oh, he's just looking.
This game's too scary for me. I'm out of here.
I loved it.
Whoa.
I love scary movies, so I loved the scary game. It was a nice into being able to like watch more games with people, and then it slowly led me into playing games myself again.
Nice.
I never really played Silent Hill, but that was I remember like a little bit of the beginning. It's kind of like a slow burn in the beginning. Does it it takes a while to pick up?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You've got like, you know, you're like, you like got to walk up to, I forget all the details, but I feel like
there's a hill.
There's a hill.
It's the whole thing.
It's very quiet.
My wife she's not aware of what we're doing right now, but she is freaking out. It's just like, how dare you say these things? She's such a big fan. So I'm
Sal,
like,
tell her to call me. Tell her to call me.
I will. Yeah. Her favorite game in the world is Silent Hill 2. She just bought the new reboot version of it, and she's loving it. And it's
what is
just
it?
like,
What
apparently
is it
it's
on?
amazing. It's on. I think it's on PS5 and everything. I don't know if it's on everything.
I'm like, I have a
don't
Switch,
think
and that's
so.
the thing that I like to play right now. We have like the old PS4, I guess. I don't know what it is. But I want everything to be available on Switch because that's what is easiest for me to play it on. I would love to play Silent Hill 2 like myself because I've never played it. And because
it's on
also
PC, I think that's it. It's PC. It's PC, Steam, and PlayStation 5. But they also made the funny thing is there's also before the remake came out, which apparently is gorgeous and like fun and intuitive, and you can go into buildings finally, unlike in the previous game, which was limited.
well, yeah, there's
you can
only
go
so
into Happy
much you
Burger
can
and stuff.
Create.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why the fog is there. Like the fog is just a video
the
game
fog
element
is
to
so
hide.
you don't have to
stuff,
you don't have to render all that
Render
shit.
anything.
But
It's
even
like,
with that,
yeah.
like they did so much with what they had. Like it
Yes.
doesn't need to be open world for a spooky game. There should be barriers, I think, but also like it's fun to be like, oh, there's a terrifying looking thing over there and I can't get to it, and that's good for me.
Well, and the randomized sounds. Like the thing that really makes it that much more atmospheric is the fact that like there will just be sound. Like you're walking through the woods and sounds will happen, and they're not immediately identifiable, and they're not assigned to a monster. They're just like I remember you could row across Toluca Lake and like you'll hear stuff.
That's so
and
cool.
I don't think you actually get attacked on the lake, which would be the most vulnerable place to be.
Yeah. The whole time,
that would
like
also
I would
be
be
more
like, if I'm
complicated to
playing
make
this
as a game.
like now putting myself, like if I play this game by myself, I will literally I will have to put on an adult diaper because I will just be pissing myself the entire time.
Right.
Like so scared, like, oh my God, like.
But you also get
always,
nonstop
like,
action. You can just play the entire time. You don't have to worry about bathroom breaks.
Yeah, you don't have to wait.
Yes. That's what everybody does, right?
Yeah.
That's when you become a real gamer, when you're wearing the diapers, I assume.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mom, bathroom.
Mom, the
Gamer
meatloaf!
Subs. Gamer Subs makes a pretty sweet gamer diaper. That's our sponsor for today is Gamer Subs
I
game
really
diapers.
appreciate it.
Here's the thing you should know. Thing you should know as a nerd, as a woman who has had a baby, I had to wear adult diapers at one point.
Fair.
I don't have to go into what it when or where it can change for everyone. But I had to wear an adult diaper. I'm not proud of it because it was kind of like there's something to be said for like it's cool to be like I have this experience and now I know what it's like. The thing that I will say that I hated about it the most was the smell of it. They have this like smell that they put like something in it, and I get it, like it's made for people who are older who are gonna piss and shit themselves, so you don't want them to stink if that happens. But if you're someone who is wearing it as a casual diaper wearer,
It's a temporary thing. I'm not
it's a
wearing this all
temporary
the time.
thing. You don't need it to be fucking scented. You just need it to carry. You just need it to hold your piss. And then, like,
Well,
as soon as you piss
oftentimes-
yourself, you're going to go change it as soon as you can. You're not going to sit in it for 6 hours.
I still have my arms.
But it's the
Yeah.
same thing. Like,
I think the scents are actually bad for you now. Like, I think you're not
yeah, they
supposed
probably
to, like...
are. They smell
Put it near
awful.
yourself. Yeah.
If you
Well,
know.
yeah, I never like
Also,
scented
like, the-
trash bags for me were a problem. I was like,
Yes.
lavender, give me a
Ew.
break.
I know.
No,
It's a bit
you
much.
don't need to
Yeah.
scent it. You need odor reducing. You don't need scents to cover
Yeah.
up your shit because then
No.
you just associate that smell with the gross thing. Because in
Yeah.
college, we had this certain cleaner that we always used when somebody threw up in our apartment. And now if I smell that cleaner, I'm like, ew, there's vomit nearby. Like
Oh.
that's, I connect the two. I don't need that.
Yeah, you're also not cleaning it. You're just it's scent plus the offending odor. Like I had a
No,
roommate in
yeah.
college who didn't wash his pants. He just had these corduroy pants that he would drape over a chair. He would take his Axe body spray and then just spray the pants.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Well, there it is.
you're welcome.
You brought the, you did, don't act like you didn't know this was going to happen, Sal.
You summoned the
You
ring
did it.
face. Oh, that's like this new like indie horror is just walking around just with corduroys with Axe
Yeah.
body spray, just like pointing them towards people.
Also,
The
I
crunchy
think
pants.
this was your roommate, you said?
Yes.
I think I dated your
assigned by
roommate.
college.
I think
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I think I accidentally dated your roommate in Brooklyn when I didn't know that dirty hipsters were a thing.
Oh
Dated
man,
him.
yeah.
You
Jeff
can't
sucks.
cover up. Don't, Jeff. Fuck Jeff.
Really. He ruined my day. Like every time I saw him, I'm like, ugh. And then one day
Oh.
we had
You could hear him coming too with the corduroys.
Yeah. And then Katrina happened, and it like ravaged my campus. Was it Katrina? I don't remember. There was a tropical storm that ravaged my campus, and he was like, he wasn't a hipster, he was a hippie, so he was like, oh, nature, and just wandered out into the storm, and we never saw him again.
Oh my god.
You never saw him again?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
I swear. Yeah, I never saw him again after that. He wandered into the storm, and then he left. That was the end of it.
And
was
then he ended
awesome.
up in
I was like-
Brooklyn.
He probably just hitched a
ended
cab,
up in
went to Brooklyn, and then hooked up with you.
I dated him for 2 years.
Wow. The saga of Jeff.
Small world. Small world.
Who else dated
Sal.
Jeff?
Christ.
Or roomed with him? Let us know.
Oh my god. Wait, where did you go to school?
I went to a school at a little-known college called Randolph-Macon in Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah, oh, in Virginia. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it,
no,
was it
so
like nice around there? Was it like pretty?
It was pretty.
Like nature? Like if you were gonna
Oh,
if you
no.
were gonna be ravaged by a hurricane, would that be the place you would want to do it?
Well, the fun thing about it is, like the campus was a Civil War like training ground. Don't look it up as to what side. And
That's gonna be our byline. Don't look it up.
and so there were all these like big old trees that like, someone came down and was like, "Oh, that tree."
What? Like
Because everybody was Southern. They were like, "Oh, that tree, my pappy planted that
Bunch of-
tree." And
and
just went to
we would
Foghorn
dance
Leghorn
around that
University.
tree every summer.
I sure did. But yeah, but the fun thing about this is nothing. I'm sorry. This is absolutely
go.
nothing. This is non-contributory. But after the storm was over and Jeff disappeared, like went back to where he came from. By the way, just left,
he just
and then I didn't
ascended.
have a roommate anymore.
He ascended.
And the school didn't
that's
go
fantastic.
like no one came to me,
No
like
one
no
told
counselor
you
came
what
to me and was like,
happened.
Jeff died. Like they were just like, they were
Wait.
like, no one came to me. He just wasn't there anymore.
Wait,
and then
did
I
he
pushed the beds
die?
together and I had a big bed. No, he didn't die. He just
He just disappeared.
exists.
The school's like,
anymore.
there's no Jeff, Sal. You didn't have a
Yeah,
roommate
he's
at all.
been
They're
dead.
They're like, this
You
is actually
died
the Sixth
10
Sense.
years ago in a storm,
See?
just like this.
Just like this.
Yeah, and they have like a shining photo
You've
of
been-
like all these students.
You've been a single person in a double room this whole time.
He died in
Yeah.
a corduroy fire.
His pants just spontaneously combusted in the middle of a bong rip.
It was the friction from the corduroy. He was running away. And
He
it
was
burst
running
into flames.
from somebody, and he just caught ablaze. But so after the storm had subsided, it like pulled up all these big these ancient trees, and just pushed them the hell over, right?
Oh, wow.
And so
That's
I was like walking
crazy.
around the campus. I'm just like, and it was like a gorgeous, beautiful day with like all these down trees, and outside of the biggest frat house, which fed into a dorm, like literally like 12 feet between the dorm and the frat house, was like a little bit of a parking area. And there was this big obnoxious red truck that had always been illegally parked right next to the frat house. And now there was a tree in the truck, just like in the like the truck was no more. It was 90% tree. And I was there when the owner of the truck found out. He ran down this. So he ran down the
What
stairs.
an
Clearly, somebody was like,
amazing-
"Yo!" Yeah, it was the greatest. So here it is. All right. So he's like, somebody clearly like ran upstairs. Was like, "Bro, Chad, your truck," and he just ran downstairs. So he runs down. So I see him haul ass out of the thing. He sees the truck, and then vomits. He just do. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, thank you for this moment. You killed Jeff and you made this guy.
The best storm ever.
The best storm.
Thank you, God. For this storm.
Holy shit. Oh my God. That is fucking amazing.
And he's like, I don't have
Concussed
a
himself.
response for how devastated I am. I'll just expel all the things I ate yesterday.
That's the frat guy version of crying. That's how he faces it.
Yeah, it really is. 100%. That and punching holes in walls. It's true. I know this.
Before, I wanted to just talk about Resident Evil, like scary game stuff.
Yeah.
I love
The-
Resident Evil. Go.
The first one was like awesome, super scary. Like the camera angles and stuff and the way they set everything up was like built for all that sort of like you don't know what's coming around the corner.
Yep.
And then I played the VR version of Resident Evil 7 at a friend's house. He had like a demo
What?
version of it. So it was like maybe 20
Nice.
minutes of it. And that's the scariest game I've ever played.
Yes.
Because it was like fucking gross to begin with. So it would have been gross like playing it as a regular game. But it's VR and you're like in the like deep Louisiana, I think, in the bayou or something like that. And it's just your POV, and you got some hands, some kind
got
of
some
floating hands
hands.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But like you're going through this house, and you're literally like the way it's set up, you know, like you got to like peek around corners, so you're literally like going like looking around. You don't really know what's
So
happening.
wait, so people watching you play like just see you like a
Oh, you look
nervous
like a-
man.
Yeah, I just have like the two things, you know, and I'm just like, and it works. Like you're peeking around the corner, and it's like fucking terrifying. And then there's a part where you're like under the house, and you're like neck deep in water, just like gross
Oh,
whatever
no,
water
thank you.
with like a corpse floating by and shit like that. And like you have to like, so now I'm like, like keeping my neck up. It's like, it was so
Like
crazy.
if you
and then
stand normal, will you be underwater? Like you have? Does it like?
you can
like because
you're-
I don't
yeah, if
know.
you stand
I've only
normal,
done a couple
the,
of.
the natural water level just kind of stays here, but it's so realistic that you're
You
going
feel
like
like
this,
you feel like you have
naturally.
to.
That's
But
awesome.
if you duck down, then you do go underwater, and it's just murky. You can't see nothing. You can come back
Oh,
up.
no thanks.
Like,
Oh, my God.
So
nauseous
I have a
kind of
question.
thing,
With the
yeah.
set that you
That's awesome.
used, do you know, was it just a closed space, or were there also cameras on it? Because the thing that I thought was cool about the one that we have, I can't plug it because I don't know what it is, but like there are cameras on it. So like there's there's a mode where you can sit and you're in virtual reality, but it's like also augmented reality. So it understands everything that's around you, and it can tell you like, don't go in this area. Like you're not allowed to move into certain spaces, and it'll just like cut the graphics so that you don't go there. And like you have to move back. Like so it understands like your actual 3D world while you're have the set on. And will like kind of let you know what's going on with that. So like then it'll know
set.
like
this
how
one's like
high,
a fairly early version thing. I think it was like a PlayStation one.
Okay.
If I'm correct. But like I believe there was a setting where it's sort of like here's your kind of limit thing. If I remember right.
Yeah.
But there was some my wife Holly was playing one that was like a scary game where you're in like a haunted amusement park kind of thing, and she loves scary stuff anyway, but like in roller coasters, but she wore this thing for like 3 seconds because it was like she's sitting on the thing and the sound like on the headset's a little bit immersive as well, so it sounds like things are coming from either side or behind you, and just like a creepy laugh or whatever, she goes nope. All right. I was like, yeah, it's not going to get any nicer for you, so might as well just cut ties.
That was the baseline.
thank
Fuck that. Pass.
Fuck that.
But then, like, I didn't. The only other thing I played for that, and I'm sure it's gotten way more advanced back then, but like I like the idea of that immersive like VR kind of thing, because there was like a Batman demo, and I don't remember. It was all pretty basic kind of thing, but it was just like a cool idea that they incorporated in it. I don't remember the actual game title. It was all kind of demo shit, but like. It starts out where you're young Bruce Wayne and your parents are gonna get murdered in the alleyway and stuff like that. And like the way they set it up though, it was cool though because the way it was awesome because you watch your parents die.
To watch your parents die.
The way they set up the scale of everything is because you're a kid, everybody's super tall, so you have to look up at them, so you feel like the kid there. I was like, oh man, that's fucking cool. It's like a cool little touch to it.
That's a cool, smart thing to put into a game. That like while you're walking around, you're basically at crotch level with everyone, depending on how old you are. So
that was a different game. That was a different game.
We don't talk about that one here.
I play that after 2 a.m. when everybody's gone to sleep, and the cats look at me and judge me. My pants are off.
Different controllers, everything.
Yeah, I played. Actually, this is a twofold way to segue into this. But my favorite like scary games growing up were Doom. Like I just liked the immersive experience, like the lighting and the sounds and these like now hilarious sound effects and all this stuff. And I remember not having access to any of these VR technology because it's expensive and I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. And my living room sucks anyway, so there's no point. And so I was over at a friend's house not too long ago who had it. Like he had all this stuff, and he had like it was a new Doom. It was the first like reboot of Doom, or the new reboot of Doom. That's part of what I think Bethesda made it. And there's a VR version of that on the PS whatever. And
PS whatever.
That's
whichever PS it was. But
Lorenzo.
the one that makes the one with the lollipops. And so we're playing, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, you could try it out. And I'm trying it out, like VR Doom, and it's just Doom, but like first person in your head. Mm-hmm. And he has it on this setting, which I didn't know was a setting. I just thought it was like, this is how VR Doom works, where like you don't move, you don't like use the controller to move. You like point at an area you want to be at, and then you like it throws you to that area. Yeah, and I'm like, what is this? Like, this sucks. And he's like, well, it's the only way to play it. And I'm like, well, wait, is there a way to like turn this the hell off? And he's like, well, yeah, but then you just have to play it normally. And like, he didn't grow up playing Doom, so like he doesn't know. Like, I remember playing Doom in front of my college girlfriend, and she almost threw up from the motion sickness because like if you don't grow up with FPSs and that kind of motion, I guess it just blows your mind.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, what a lightweight, but apparently that happens to like even like
as
250
someone
pound
who has
guys.
suffered a concussion, that makes sense because it has to do with your visual perception versus where your brain is telling you. Literally, like, I'm gonna get a little scientific here. The semicircular canals in your ears tell your body where you are in space, and so if your eyes are telling you that you're somewhere else in space than your body does, it confuses the whole system, and your brain goes, oh shit, something's wrong. Like, one of these is wrong. Like, they can't be true at the same time. One of these is wrong. And usually the response is, you're going to throw up because something needs to change. It's like your body's way of being like, something's wrong. You need to stop doing whatever you're doing, and so you throw up.
So you're like Chad in the frat.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't know what to do.
You literally,
and then you throw up.
Your body's like, something's wrong.
Yeah,
or
that's
you're
the
holding a
VR
cat like a
truck
baby.
simulator. That's what happens in the VR truck
exactly.
simulator.
Yeah.
When the
Oh,
when the tree crushes your truck,
You throw up.
then you take it
And
off
you
and
just
you throw
jump
up.
out, see it, and throw up. That dude definitely spent like his student loans on that truck. You know that was what happened.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
he was
yeah,
just
Hopefully
like,
he had
no!
really good insurance.
Yeah.
So fucked.
He's still
Yeah, there's
paying it
no
off.
way. But yeah, so anyway, I turned it off and I'm like, oh, here we go. And it's like projecting on the TV and he's like, what's happening? I'm just whizzing through him, like blowing away monsters. I'm like, oh, this is great. And he's like, what are you doing? Stop.
Yeah, I was just trying to think when you said like how you move forward in the VR Doom. I was trying to remember what the mechanics were in that Resident Evil one to walk forward, because I can't quite.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting there like walking in place or nothing. Yeah,
That's
I
like
don't-
the big.
I don't remember if it
that
was
was
just
always
sort of
like
like
the
a
big,
hand motion or something like that.
the big like hindrance when people. I feel like for me at least, when people were talking about like, oh, we're gonna do VR games. This is what, and it's like, okay, well then, like, what am I have to like walk around in space? That's annoying. Like what? But like,
Yeah.
no, it makes sense. You play it the same way. You just feel like you're there. You sit. You can be stationary and you control it the way you would on a TV. It just you just feel like you're doing it. But it makes sense that this could make you really sick if you do it too much.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will say that we have an Oculus my parents hooked me up with for Christmas a couple of years ago, which I was like, oh man, Facebook. Anyway, but they have a space station simulator, and
yes,
it's just fun.
Yes.
I just love it. I was like,
and you can do the thing
I
where
immediately
you can
took to it.
put a. Sorry, go ahead.
No, just I took to it immediately. Where I'm like, okay, grab things, throw myself. Like I have been, like, let's go. Like I'll just throw myself like down one from an entire hallway because because I thought when you won a trip to space camp on Legends of the Hidden Temple that there was a zero-G room, because otherwise, what's the point of space camp?
Yeah, what's the
and
point?
it turns out that there is not a way to simulate zero-G on Earth without crashing a plane.
Things,
And so I was like, oh, so I've been waiting to be waitlist since I was 6 years old, and I was just I swim well, so I'm like, okay, I'm in space. Fuck yes, here we go. Finally,
I'm in
I'm just
space.
like whizzing through it. I'm grabbing, I'm throwing myself, and then catching things like to pivot into another room. My friend's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I've been looking for this my whole life.
Ball. I am having
Yeah,
the best
it's
day
here.
of my life, motherfucker. Back
Virtual
off.
reality is great. I take
To
it off. And I'm
repeat
like,
a theme.
Oh, great. Back to this.
This was made for you. It was like this was made for you.
Yeah, it was like, finally. And they're like, it's just the inside of a crappy space station. And I'm like,
But
dude,
it's so fun.
you don't have to make it like, it doesn't have to be like Mir. It could be a real space. It could be like a science fiction space station where I could actually like go far and have fun. But all right, fine.
Fine. Fine. There's so much that can be done.
Spooky
with it.
games.
Spooky games. My love of spooky games started with Silent Hill, and then went on to Resident Evil. And when my husband and I first started dating, we would play Resident Evil together co-op, and we would have like all night gaming sessions. We played because like we would give ourselves like, all right, we'll play until like 2 or something, depending on if we have to work the next day or if it's the weekend or whatever. But there was one day where we were playing and we were so close to the end that we're like, we have to keep going. And so we played until we finished the game. And when we finished, it was light outside. And we were like, fuck, and like, we didn't notice because we were playing. We're like in it. We're like, oh shit, we didn't go to bed. And like, there was not going to be any consequences because like, we're young and it was the weekend. We weren't like stupid, but we're like, it's kind of beautiful outside. And so we're like, let's just go take a walk. Like, it's like, we're allowed to do that. Like so we just like, we finished playing, we finished the game. I don't remember which one it was. He could probably tell me. Put it in the comments on Patreon, Dan, please. We finished we finished the game. We took a walk to like our nearby park, and we just walked to the park and like walked around the playground, and it was the most surreal fucking thing because both of us could not get out of the gaming mind of like if you know what I'm talking about, this is the first time I ever experienced gaming. Mine was when I played too much GTA, and then I went outside and I saw a car parked, and I was like, I wonder if I could steal that car. But like, I'm not going to do that because I'm not an idiot. But like, I was like, oh, I could steal that car, and I could go. Or like, you see a car, and you're like, oh, if they pulled over, I could. Like, so it was the thing of like, oh, there could be a zombie back there. It was like this weird, like we were both like sleep deprived, but also it was just like like the sun had just risen. We were in LA. It was completely deserted, but like it was so early, there was no one around, and we were just like in our own like walking around literally like zombies because we're like everything is beautiful. And now what do we do with our life because our game is done?
Right. Yeah, the whole world reset itself for you because there's an ocean of possibilities. There's a whole city of possibilities. Just, I thought you were going to be like, so we went into the park and then we went to sleep
and
on the
ground. And we murdered everyone. No, we just had this really
like
trippy.
Cats.
It was the trippiest I've ever felt without drugs. It was so fucking trippy. But it was so fun. It was fun. It was great.
What did you call it? Like game mind, or what was it when like
I don't know. What did I call it? Like game.
I forget already.
I got like stuck in a
game brain,
gamer mind. I don't know.
That sounds good.
The thing of like you've been playing this one thing
like
so much, you're like, oh, I could like if you're playing.
GTA will do that to you.
Right? Like, and I've
had
this happen with me. What? Snood?
Snood.
I said, you know what else will do that to you? Snood.
Snood, yes. I would play Snood, and then I would like I would go places, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, you could connect those colors together." Like, you like it seeps into your brain. You can't stop thinking. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you brought up Snood. I forgot about it."
I forgot about Snood. My god,
they might notice because like one time we name dropped Snood on Back Issues, and Snood posted the episode on their Facebook page. They're like, "Hey, Snood came up," and I'm like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, because they look for stuff like that. They're like,
tag Snood.
Google alerts.
I didn't tag you. They just know.
Yeah, I didn't write it. Somebody said it.
Well, this is the other thing that I was like, how does this stuff happen? Like, how do people find you? My husband's been working in social media for years. He's like, there are companies who literally just like they have used AI to comb the internet, to comb YouTube channels, podcasts, whatever it is, and to literally just transcribe everything that somebody says so that they have text versions of everything that they can then search and say like, oh, somebody, so that if you pay for their service, they can say like Snood can pay for someone to comb the internet for them. And so they've already been doing this. They've been doing this for years. They have the information. And then you just have to tap in and say like, hey, can you tell me who's talking about me? And they can say, absolutely. Right? On this date, this person posted it here and blah, blah, blah. And like all that information is there, which is crazy. But it makes sense because we're all computers. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Snood's just paying like $1 billion a year for this service. Yeah. Why are we doing this, guys?
What are we doing? Hey, should we make another version of Snood though? Absolutely not.
No. If it comes up, then we'll tag him on Twitter.
If Snood is available on mobile,
X. We'll tag him on
please
X.
don't tell me because that might be my new favorite thing. I have. Some other day we'll talk about my mobile obsessions, but oh my god, Snood on my computer at school. I played it so much. Yeah. And then every time the little thing that would come up, it would be like, this guy needs to eat. Can you give us some money for Snood? I'd be like, I want to, but I don't have any.
I'd be like, starve to death, bitch. I can't help you.
Fuck you,
I'll be dead in the
remember
ground
this
before I
part
pay
in
for a
Snood.
mobile game.
Snood was,
I just remember shooting the different faces to match the faces.
Snood was free for a long time. Like you could play it for free, and then after a while,
I don't remember like the Tamagotchi patch for it. Where are you feeding these guys?
No, I'm not.
You're feeding them?
No. It would be almost like an ad that would show up while you're playing. If you're playing it for a long time or you played it a lot, then like an ad would show up and it would say like, "Do you like Snood? Can you give us a couple bucks?" kind of thing. It would be like an ad, like, and it was the name of it was like Mike needs to eat. It was like whoever created it. It was the name of the person who created it. It would be like, this guy needs to eat. If you like Snood, will you give them a money? And it was like early Patreon. Like you like what he's making, give him some money.
We have to pay for combing the internet.
Yeah.
Right. So they can violate your privacy. Can't wait.
I guess I didn't play it long enough to get that.
Oh
ad
yeah, I did. I got it a lot. I watched that ad a lot. Snood, if you're out there and you want, I don't know.
Hey,
I'll give you $1.
We'll sponsor
if you tell me where it is, or you can sponsor us.
Use some of that combing the internet money and sponsor us for the love of God.
I'll give you $1 for all the times I
Yeah.
played Snood. It's more than I
By the way,
paid
don't
for a
forget to
lot of
check out
things.
patreon.com/dorkly because
Yeah.
there's so many great opportunities for you to see behind the scenes stuff and early access videos and other terrific stuff. So make sure to subscribe to the Patreon.
Behind the scenes stuff. Thanks, Sal. The I keep meaning we say it and I never fucking do it. Is like clips that we don't air on here, so I really need to get in the habit
We
of doing
need
that.
to
Oh, yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
I
There's
know, yeah.
for every episode
will, I
that goes
promise.
up, if it's 40 minutes long, that means there's at least an hour that's left on the cutting floor.
I was just explaining it to the team. They were like, the show is like a tight, like 45 minutes to an hour. Like it's really like a good length. How long do you talk? I'm like 2 hours.
I have a surprise.
Oh.
How do I?
Nice.
Krispy Kreme has Ghostbusters donuts. I didn't know that I was going to be bringing these in today, guys. I'm sorry, Sal, that you're not here.
I am too.
Mike, I'm sorry
What
that
the
you
hell?
are here. But
Yeah.
it just so
That's a
happened
full ass dozen donuts.
it's not because my husband brought them home yesterday.
good.
So thank God it's not. There are I'll hold them up. I'll do one at a time. I'll do a little.
yeah, show them
Oh
off.
my God.
Yeah, I want to see these Ghostbusters
So
donuts.
they have.
So
this
these
is
are-
this is
I want
think.
them.
All right, so this is the most parent friendly. I think. You know, it's pretty. There's little ghosts on there. They're cute.
Oh, it's ghosts.
There's
Okay.
little ghosts.
right.
There's, it's Halloween colors and there's little ghosts, so that's cute. Then you've got this guy, which is it's got like a cookie crumble, but then it's got this really.
Nice.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
come
pretty
on, it's got a Ghostbusters thing on it. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, in my opinion, funnest one is the Slimer. It's actually already has a bite in it, but it's good for that because you can see inside.
Oh, my God.
I don't know who bit
Yeah.
this, so you can't have this one, Mike. It could have been my husband, or it could have been one of the neighborhood kids.
That's a healthy
But-
bite.
Yeah, that's
There's
a bite.
there's a Slimer on it. There's a slime bump. There's slime inside. I don't remember. I'm like, the neighbor ate one of these, and he said that it was lemon flavored. I don't know if that's true.
Okay. Lemon
Don't
with
look it
like green. Don't look it up.
And then I don't know if I can pick this one up. The most insane one that is like, there was 3 of these in the box, and now there's only one left. Is
Yes.
the Stay Puft?
Dang. Oh,
It
that's
is.
awesome.
It is just 6. It's 6 donut holes stuck together.
Mashed together.
There was.
That's one donut. You could eat that.
Yeah.
Try to stop
this
you.
whole thing. Well, no. What's nice about it is actually
like a one
you can
bite
pull
situation.
him apart. It's a one biter. Yeah.
Did they have the one where it's like 2 donuts where it's the ghost going down on Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, the deep throat donut? Yeah.
You have to.
The deep throat nut?
You have to ask. There's a code word. I don't know what it is. I'll put it in the comments. There's a code word to get that one.
I think it's busted.
okay.
Makes me
Because
feel.
they keep those back where the kids can't see them. Because it's
right.
not.
That makes sense. All right, that's it for this week. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, definitely leave us a rating or a comment. Definitely helps us out. And if you're watching us here on YouTube, go ahead, give us a thumbs up. Maybe leave a comment, ask us some questions. We read them all.
Please leave us a comment.
Yeah, we'll answer them here on
We
the
need
show.
your comments.
What do we got coming up on our next episode? This is something we're going to start doing now, is give you guys a little heads up of what's coming up. On the next episode, we are talking to animator Justin Wegg, who was an animator on The Wild Robot. He's a friend of mine. He's been working in the industry for a long time. So if you guys have any questions about The Wild Robot, what it's like to be a professional animator working on a movie, go ahead and leave it in the comments here on YouTube.
So when this episode drops, it will be the 22nd of October, near the end, and we have a new pumpkin party coming out on the 28th. It is my favorite. My favorite Dorkly bit is Pumpkin Party, so please check it out. It's going to be really fun, I think. I hope.
It will be, absolutely.
It will be. I hope. It will be. It will be. Let's do that again. When
No,
this episode, when
that
this
is the right
episode-
amount of-
That's it.
Of
That's
enthusiasm
it. Okay. I hope. Well, no, I have a vested interest in this because I helped write it, so I'm like
Yeah.
so
I know.
fucking
Yep.
excited. Like it's literally my favorite thing, and I'm
The
so
3 biggest
excited.
fans of Pumpkin Party are here on the show right now.
right here.
Sal, you got anything you want to plug?
I got, just my usual enterprise. Come by youtube.com/comic-pop. Or come see, no, it's over. New York Comic Con's over. Hopefully I saw you there.
Oh,
It's over.
But,
well, it's not over now, but it will be when this drops.
When they're seeing this, it's long over. You missed it.
All right, guys. We like you, and we hope you like us.
I'm going to do one just to have it where I'm just going to leave frame as well so that both chairs are empty. It's just
Great.
All right. But you got to do like a blatant spin.
Yeah. Yes.
I love it.
All right, we did it.
I'm so
Awesome.
excited.